Hi folks, welcome to the Champions of Westeros League. So we are at the final stages, the top 8 of the fall season of 2022, and we have one game already completed. So as you can see, Martell has prevailed in his game against Johan. Don't have any footage of that one, but hopefully we can bring you at least some of the other ones. And tonight we have the game between Marek Kuźmiński and Alex, the world champion. And if you don't know how this event works, so you can play any deck in any round. You don't have to play the same one in every round, so we don't know what the players will bring to this game. So there is a bit of a strategy involved in picking your deck if you know what your opponent likes to play. Let's see if the players have started. Not quite. Okay, here we are. Apologies in advance for the images loading very slowly today. Very bad internet connection. So we have Martell, Knights of the Hollow Hill from Alex. This is you can play this deck in a few different ways, this faction and agenda combination, I mean, but I think this is going to be reset control, so about what you would expect most often when you see this combination. And we have we have Stark Fealty on the other side. Also can't really say for sure what type of deck it is, because you can play that in a more attrition way, or you can play it as a Renown Rush with stand from Rob, which is quite effective. But yeah, the area that stops characters being saved is interesting. So looks like it will be a more aggressive deck. We have Greyjohn to dominate the challenges phase, and opening with Brand the Builder to find some kind of location. No restrictions really on this. You can look for economy if you have nothing else. And we have the long plan. So that's usually played into Morghulis. So you try to carry through a few gold. Then you play Morghulis. You could play another different reset also. And then your game starts for real in round 2. Guardian Shadows could be Bolton Flyer. And we have Winterfell. Not the most useful location, I guess, in this matchup, although it could stop some tricks like Vengeance for Area, stuff like that. His Viper Eyes maybe stops Dorn as well in for one challenge. So thinking this could be used offensively to stop triggers in the military challenge to make sure stuff gets killed, although on this occasion there isn't a winter plot, so stops both players. And Alex has a decision here, obviously, how much gold to spend. So he's marshaled nothing at all except for the reduced location, and no setup, so plays completely without a board and 7 gold. You can do stuff with that in the challenges phase, obviously, or you could just save it all. Then you go into round 2 with decent economy. And of course the long plan will trigger, I'm guessing twice here. So one important thing to note, there is no time limit set by the players. That's the usual rule for this event. And there's the Vengeance, so that could have been stopped with Winterfell, but of course then you stop your brand the builder as well. Yes, so no time limit, which means of course that the reset control deck has an easier job. Usually it can run into problems in 55 minutes if it doesn't completely turn the game around yet. So Arya gets killed, and going for the power challenge just to maximize the power gain. And now that there is only one character, it could just be marched to the wall next. Stops the triggers on the power challenge, which means there is no brand the builder search on that one, but Marek is our reserve. And we have Lay Waste. Okay, on Winterfell, that means you can basically find anything you like, because it's cost 4. Something like a bodyguard could work, or more economy. Yeah. Northern Armory. And there is more economy to come. Hard Tree Grove was found with the brand builder trigger. Greywater Watch. That means there could be one in Shadows. That could be the card in Shadows, potentially. Other options, of course, could just be Mira. And Marek goes for Marched, anticipating March from the other side. Not too difficult to guess that one. So getting rid of it before he's forced to play it on himself when the situation isn't favorable. Another one in hand. Well, needs a few characters to keep the pressure on. Try to run away with the game. There will be more resistance this time. Duped Caitlyn. Risking that second marched. And now lots of gold from the other side, so let's see if Alex goes for a big board presence here. Usually most of the cards in this type of deck are pretty cheap. Dorn is yeah, the biggest tempo hit, I guess. So that's a very good location to get early on. And the characters should be cheap enough. Greenblood Trader and Bastard Daughter and stuff like that. Still 6 remaining, and there is some ambush always available in Martell. So we have Dornish Spy, we have Shadow City Bastard, Areo Hotah, both versions. Okay, power challenge. Now do we have the Shadows character or the Northern Armory, or is that it for this round? Okay, Mira. 2 non-winter plots so far, so I wonder if the rest are winter to get her back into Shadows. Or maybe that's not even a thing in this deck. And she goes for military. Now there is no protection here from Winterfell against Vengeance for Elia, I was going to say, but Alex defends himself with the Arya Hotak trigger, obviously removing Mira, so he doesn't need to defend the challenge. And he can swing back with 2 challenges of his own, but no Dorn triggers this round. There is a possibility to, if Arya doesn't defend now, to stand a character. Now does this work? Yeah, you could have, for instance, Caitlyn participate and still pull the military challenge off. This is a pretty cheap repeatable trigger, so you can do it, but the armory is more valuable, obviously. That's not one you can you just spend usually. And the cancels the armory anyway. I guess better to do that when you have protection from Caitlyn. Oh, okay. Good job, Arya is gone. And losing Mira, not very nice here for Marek. And not really running away with the game in terms of the power total either. The plus side, of course, is that Dorn hasn't done anything, so Alex doesn't have card advantage at this point. Not yet, anyway. Siege preparations. We draw up to 8, and the hair is on the other side. That's another plot that Marek is just getting rid of in the early game, because it's not going to serve him well in this game. Yeah, some winter festivals, stuff like that would have helped a lot in this matchup, I think. And here come the Chuds. Yeah. Would be nice when this guy leaves play. I'm guessing the stranger is not in the plot deck for Alex here. Very heavy on the two costers. And we have some draw. A corset card, Gates of Winterfell, don't see that very often. But it should help here. And wasting no time. Just going for it. Yeah, this one you can defend, so this round Dorn is not really a concern because siege preparations will just draw up to 8. And I think power challenge is the one that Marek cares about here. Now does he try to defend this one with Greywater Watch? He does. Yeah, not really a board with a lot of claim stock here. We have two unique characters that cost 4, and then we have this Judd that really doesn't like to leave play in normal circumstances. He could have killed basically anything here. Okay, so that's the first winter plot. It will stop the Dorn trigger against counting coppers with just the agenda gold and one location here. If only one of those winter plots is the stranger here, then the rest of the game could be interesting. On the other hand, Alex just calls cost 4, and we have 3 characters dying on this side as well. Okay, so that's one with renown, but not protected at the moment. And we might see it targeted with this Shadow City Bastard. Now you can put her into the challenge anyway with the Greywater Watch. So that will work out nicely, I think, for Marek, if that happens. Still no great claim soak here. Doesn't really want to lose the military challenge. 3 gold on both sides. Okay, just defends it. Is it enough? It is. And I think the other one that he wants to defend, of course, is the power challenge, if he can. Yeah, okay, so that means Greywater Watch has to be used here, but that's not really a problem. There is the gold for it, of course, so unless it gets cancelled. Now, does Marek do anything? If he uses the armory, then whatever character stands, I think, could just be neutralized by the other bastard here. Then it's a waste of a stand. Maybe we could still just do it. Get this guy off the board in dominance. Okay, not targeting it. Maybe there is something else in hand. Or maybe Alex doesn't really care here because he knows Daisy is getting killed. Although if he plans to play Morghulis, then sacking the bastard seems like the thing to do now. Winter is coming means 2 claims, so if he has a way to stop it, I think he might try to. Yeah, vengeance, okay. Not burning on the sand, but it's the same thing. And that does the job. Yeah, that would have been a decent swing if Caitlyn was in the challenge and stopped all of that defense here. Would be 9-3 in that case, so reasonably close. And then if there are winter festivals, Alex is under pressure. But now there is a bit more time, especially since they see most likely will be dying unless Marek can somehow find the bodyguard before Morghulis is revealed. But my guess is that Morghulis is coming immediately. Could there be first snow in the deck as well? That would be interesting. Yeah, down to 5 cards after reserve, and Bastard Daughter is a random discard, so not great. Oh, okay. Barring the gates. Is not the worst thing. So Alex wins initiative, which means he goes second, so he will have 2 for the fiefdom. So 8 gold to work with, which is not bad. And the loyalist, of course, discards 2 cards as well. Grey Wind also gone. So 8 gold to work with, and here we have 7 plus the location in Fealty. Just one guy, and his stand doesn't work at the moment. Yeah, that 8 gold turns into 12, although difficult to find non-characters that cost that much. I guess Sunspear. Okay, 3 gold left, but barring stops any characters coming into play, so I guess that vengeance and burning on the sand and choosing the spear and stuff like that still very much the cards that Marek will be wary of here. Now what does Nymeria do? If she takes the military icon, that implies that choosing the spear might be the plan again. But takes the power icon this time. Yeah, and attacking into potential vengeance. What can you do? You can't just pass. So have to make them play the events. The problem is that this deck draws so well that the hand is so big. There's always bound to be something at least. It's kind of like Burn, where you have to just make them spend it, but if they constantly play exchange of information and counting coppers and stuff like that, then the hand is huge. And there goes this little sequence. So his Viper Eyes removes a character, Dorn draws a card, could have drawn Vengeance for all we know here. And Vengeance will kill off Grey John. Yeah, it's tough to crack, but there is the Mad King's Command kind of works against decks that rely just on drawing half of their deck and playing with this kind of card advantage. If you can get slightly weird timing, I think if Nemerian attacks, that Greywater Watch in Shadows would have won dominance with 2 gold, right? Ah, she doesn't attack, never mind. So the Mad King's Command, yeah, takes the hand down to 3, of course. So 3 chods like Shadow City Bastards are not that impactful, and then you get to keep 3 cards in hand. And of course hurts the allocation heavy decks as well, so you give yourself a decent chance with that. But now we have on a Misty Morn played to take Shadow City Bastard back along with House Den Escort, so endless supply of chods for Alex. Oh, okay. I think that was one in preparation for Greyjoy potentially here, which Alex does like to play. So if you can time duel with Nash or Euron, Victarion in play, it hurts really badly. But not this time. And again, just going for the second coppers. There's plenty of gold. And drawing half your deck, keeping the hand size over 10 all the time. Yeah, one was discarded for reserve earlier, and there is another one in the discard pile. So I think you try to hold for another round here if you are Marek. See what the last plot is. And then if it's not something super damaging for Alex, like Mad King's Command for instance, then I think you may as well concede here, because hand is gone, and yeah, just look at this. It's not going to be pleasant from here on. Yeah, definitely at least one. You always see the last plot. Never concede before that if you are still in the game. Okay. Yeah, these two are not too bad in normal circumstances, but with Nymeria becomes less great, obviously. And still, there is gold to do stuff here for Alex. And the standing water gardens. Alright, so she gets killed at the end of the round. She will take something with her. And she has Intimidate. So I'm guessing we'll see a challenge that Marek struggles to defend here. He can use, of course, Greywater Watch to defend with Greywind, otherwise Alicent will get intimidated here, I think. And then it's a... yeah, okay. I think probably Alex lets that one go now. Yeah, difficult to take military claim here, so that's a problem. Choosing the spear raises the claim value, and even if you do the Greywater Watch again to put her into the challenge, it's not enough. So King to Judd is going to oppose, I guess. But in the process, Alex has failed to do the power challenge. Unless he has something in hand. And he does, of course. How could he not? And now Lysa, no characters to remove, so I guess she's just taking the draw instead. Yep. And now we see. Okay, there was the stranger after all of that, so seems to be 70% two costers in this deck. So that would have been interesting earlier when the whole army of Chods would have died again, along with, well, the characters that did die anyway, so Caitlyn, Donella and Daisy. And this loop, this just of course can keep coming back with Isle of Ravens, so you literally cannot run out of characters with that loop. Was there an Amber Loyalist drawn earlier? I think there is one in hand. Draws 2 cards, finds nothing apparently. Lots of unique characters already dead. And on this side it's mostly non-uniques, of course. Well, he did win initiative, didn't he? So it was his call. But I do think that Marek was expecting Greyjoy here, judging by this version of Arya that he played, and rationing and stuff like that. Of course, the Harrison duel as well. So that would have been a pretty good guess. Pretty good counter. Against this, there is not a really good counter, I don't think. If you are really ridiculously fast, you can try to take them before they reset. Or sometimes I have some success with Throne and Chamber if they have no location control. Usually when all the resets go through, you can somehow still claw that power back in dominance, but there is some control here, of course. We saw Lay Waste being played. Double Bear is discarded, so just in case there was a board here, get rid of it, get your escorts in the discard pile, full hand, Misty Morns to bring cards back. And I think this is the round where it ends. Yeah. Are there any triggers in marshalling here? Can't imagine what he has that could prolong this game. Summer. Always useful. I think he's getting cancelled, just in case, even though the gold is mostly spent. And how do you win this? So I guess Nymeria now takes the power icon. So try to win one attacking and then not lose one back. And with dominance should be enough to win the game. Or just do all 3 challenges. Forces obviously Stark to just fully defend. But there is no pressure here for Alex, even if he somehow messes this up and ends up short of 15. There is no comeback really against this. Well, he's the world champion. Now whether he makes errors, I think everyone does, but certainly didn't notice any today. Yeah, pretty standard win for this type of deck, but one card that I did like here was the Claim Raise event, choosing the Spear. That's not something you see a lot, but yeah, just getting some 2-claim militaries or increasing the claim when Morghulis is revealed. Really strong. Doesn't seem super easy to just win military challenges with this strength 1, strength 2 characters, but in combination with some control, Aryo Hotach with the icon removal, it can be done. And of course there could be other cards that we haven't seen, for instance the Princess Plan. I think that's it. So Alex, Marek just forced to defend everything, and that means he will be losing dominance. Yeah, so good one here for Alex. Very impressive performance, and we'll see if he brings this one to the top 4 game as well. He does like to switch between a couple of decks, but pretty much you can tell what he is not going to play. There are some factions that I haven't seen him play yet, so we'll see if his next opponent has some luck in trying to guess. Let's see what he's played so far. Yeah, just switching between Greyjoy and Martell, but look at this one, so going for the super rushy one. And in some other games, Fealty, I guess, is more oriented towards the 6 and 7 costers in Greyjoy, but also it's possible to play Drowned God with Fealty, so you never know. Okay, so we have Alex, our second semi-finalist, and we'll have 2 more games. Now we do know the schedule, not sure if they will be open to spectators and streamers, but hopefully they are and we can get them. So we have Nico playing Mog, and the last one is Christine playing against Argento. That's going to be a tough one, but great result for her, making it to the top 8, and hopefully she can go one further. So as I said, we'll try to bring you those if we can, but for tonight, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.